you know, beyond the 279 stations that we're commissioning, you know, what are we really building here? What makes this network work from a physical perspective is there'll be 100 miles of fiber cables deployed between stations that will interconnect. We're deploying one of the largest wireless networks in an indoor venue, single venue in the world. It has some of the broadest spectrum and most broadband connectivity in the world. From a Wi-Fi perspective, we've just launched a new transit wireless Wi-Fi network. All public spectrums now are available to complement the cellular network. And equally as important, both through the wireless carriers, who I'll introduce in a moment, is it's a massive public safety support network. So access to E911 now, as we commission these stations, is a big part of what we're doing. So voice, data, public safety, Wi-Fi connectivity. And then beyond that, as Bill alluded to, we're in a pretty significant partnership with New York City Transit and the MTA on deploying our technologies for their applications. So private Wi-Fi bands for help point intercom, emergency call box, and you'll see some of those in the station here. We're working with them on several opportunities to deploy our fiber to support new and emerging New York City Transit applications. I can tell you that, as the chairman has said before, it's a 110-year-old venue, but there's no lack of appetite by the MTA and New York City Transit to deploy as much technology as we can inside this very historic venue. So, you know, what defines this network? It's one of the highest volume and largest wireless networks in the world in terms of a single indoor network. It's one of the broadest networks from a spectrum perspective. And it's a network that can also serve through Wi-Fi as a massive advertising and content platform to deliver information out to riders if they don't have a 3G or 4G service. How does all this happen? And I think the folks standing around this podium today are a representation of how all this happens. You know, it starts with the cellular carriers, and when you look at companies like AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon, these are the best companies in the world at deploying wireless services that we as consumers expect on a daily basis, 24/7, no matter where we are. They're the foundation of this network. They've trusted us and invested with us and the MTA to bring you this service, and in a moment you'll hear from some of their executives. As I said earlier, we're very pleased to announce the Transit Wireless Wi-Fi Network. We've listened to the riders and the MTA, and we're really taking steps to bring some very, very good Wi-Fi service, and are very, very pleased and excited to have Royal Caribbean International as a sponsor. And in a minute you'll hear from Jeff on their intent to sponsor Wi-Fi out through Q4, and some very exciting product that they have forthcoming. We're also delivering content through City Buzz. If you've been in the back of a taxi, you've seen different videos. Well, City Buzz will be bringing content to riders on a daily basis, New York-based news and information that'll be refreshed to keep everybody abreast as to what's happening here in the city. So all in all, a very exciting day. I mean, the real milestone we're celebrating today is what we call Phase 2. Our contract calls for 7 phases of construction. Phase 2 has been complete. The wireless carriers between today and the end of Q4 will be lighting up these stations with wireless services, along with Wi-Fi services sponsored by Royal Caribbean. We've already commissioned Phase 3 construction. That's underway. So we have 76 stations complete today. We'll have 105 stations complete by Q1, and then Phase 4 will begin in late Q1 and into the second half of next year. The good news behind all that, we are slated through our contract to complete the full build by 2018. We're running well 1 year or better ahead of schedule, and we'll be complete sometime 2017. So, you know, I'm happy to represent Transit Wireless and say that, you know, the partnership we've established with the MTA and New York City Transit, there's a lot of folks in this room and not in this room that help make this possible, that without their support we wouldn't get this done. New York City, the Department of Telecommunications, in terms of our fiber deployment in the streets, plays a big part in this. But when you talk about, again, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, Royal Caribbean, that's an A-team. That's the dream team of companies here that we're proud to be associated with, that have really made this day happen. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, and we'll introduce these execs in a moment. So thank you.